However, I think this unity that we seem to be finding is something that's even deeper than nationalism. It is white unity, and
Yes.
you've got white people in the U.S. who are realizing that where I'm living right now and the continent that is out there, the continent of Europe, is their ancestral homeland. This is where they came from. This is where the pioneers came from. This is where the greatness that they took to America came from. And they're realizing that, okay, well, the limey thing aside, this is horrific what's going on to them. And I can't help but feel really bad because he's white and I'm white and I've got a great-great-grandmother that was, Swedish or French or English, and I've still got cousins that live out there that never came over whenever the pioneers came over and the pilgrims. And I hate this. America and the divisions and all these things be damned. I stand with, my white brothers and sisters in Europe, and I really think this white unity is ultimately going to be the downfall of whoever or whatever is responsible for making this happen in the first place.
Any thoughts?
I'm a little confused. He's talking about white.
Oh, okay, so let me tell you. I'm gonna give you the backstory. So in Europe right now, they're having a huge problem, and a lot of people that goes to Europe, not saying all Somalis, but there's a lot of them that's causing problems, like cutting people, having like you've seen the videos, right, of like this a lot of doing like scams. You've seen the wristband scam, right?
No, I didn't.
It's like, okay, so it's a scam basically where like a lot of like Somalis will drop a wristband and be like, oh, you dropped, here, he'll give you this. He'll hand you a wristband and then you take it. And you're like, oh, is it for me? He's like, yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift for you. And you're like, oh, thank you. And you walk away. He's like, hey. He's like, hey, brother, you gotta pay me. And then you're like, bro, it's free. And they're like, no, pay me now or we fight. And it's just like, it's like a really weird interaction a lot of people's been noticing. I don't know if that's happened in Britain, but I do know that's happened in Amsterdam and like France.
Well, bro, my thing is this, right? Whether, because I feel like this is mostly the leftists that will push for like mass immigration. Immigration in itself is not it's not wrong. I mean, I'm the byproduct of that, right? But my thing is, I do agree with the fact, though, that there has to be a period of what they call integration, right? So if you mass immigrated all these people, and then you expect them to literally fit right in, that's not going to happen, man.
Exactly. They all come from different cultures and backgrounds, bro. It's like, for me, bro, it's that wasn't even the crazy part, though. The crazy part about this video, bro, is the comments. Holy crap. Let me show you this. All right. Unite the clans. US stands with you. Bro!
I mean, yeah, you're going to have a lot of...
Whites unite worldwide. YouTube,
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this, though, man, is that sometimes when I look at some of these comments, it's really hard to know whether any of this is real. Now, I'm not going to say that there isn't. I'm sure there's probably a couple in there that are real. But at the same time, part of me is also like, I always look at comments like these with like a grain of salt, because in the back of my head, I'm like, I think this might be some bot stuff, like warfare nowadays is not just by actual military, confrontation. You also have a lot of warfare happening via the internet, bro. Yeah, propaganda, body. I mean, dude, I've noticed, and not to get off a topic, but you'll get these weird ads that will be on YouTube. And I would say ads, bro, that are literally like basically to entice you to go to like adult sites, which is the weirdest thing, because I'm like, this is YouTube, right? And when I've had to block it and ask, hey, don't show me this type of stuff, and I check who's paying for it, bro, I see who's paying for it. Guess what? It's China. And I'm like,
really?
What? Okay.
Really?
Yes, dude. I have had a couple times where I would get this specific ad, and it's this girl, and they just basically show her face, right? They show the back of her, and she's doing a certain movement that if you could see the full image, she's doing some mature content, bro, right? So when I would click, the little three dots, hey, don't show me this type of stuff, and you can see who the who's the company potentially that is paying to push these ads. Oftentimes it was Chinese, and I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
that makes
dude,
sense.
the war is not just,
Uh-huh.
it's multi-layered nowadays.
I agree 100%. But you know what got me interesting, bro, in this comment, after seeing a little bit of people saying white unite and stuff like that, I got a really warm welcoming. It's let's see. There is this comment here. Okay, here, look this guy. The Filipino here, I stand with whites, always have, right? So I thought people
Okay,
were like,
well,
get
he's
out of here, you
brown.
brownie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
he's brown.
But look as people were saying, as a proud white man, I can say that Filipinos are one of the few races I can trust being around. So I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, thanks, brothers. Filipinos are great. Had a couple of really good Filipino friends. Says best to you. I'm pretty sure 99% of white Americans are cool with Philippines. My ex-wife was Filipino, and if that tells you anything, she was an amazing, strong woman. Thank you,
I
my
see your
brother.
ex-wife then, dude.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, he doesn't admit that he's a terrible person, but Asians and whites have always been close allies. That's crazy. At least after World War II. That's a crazy thing to say. But
I mean, dude, the only thing you can do is blame I mean, honestly, it's people in the government. It's a lot of propaganda, a lot of BS, and
the problem is like if you go far left, people's gonna go far right. And by people going far left, like, have this stuff shoved down your throat, there's gonna be rebellion, bro. There's gonna be people that's already has a small mindset that's already gonna be toward, like racism.
Well, dude, here's my thing, dude. This whole idea that racism is specific to like one specific demographic.
Yes.
It's honestly the stupidest idea ever.
Yes.
Because
and that's
it's everywhere,
It is, bro. That's what I was gonna get at. So, right, like I come from a multicultural background, right? I have people from both sides saying things that's stereotypical on everyone, bro. Like I have literally Filipino people saying certain things about like black, white. I have black people saying things about white. I have white people saying things about black. I have Hispanic that says things about white. Like there's Hispanic girls that would literally tell me like, oh yeah, they're weird, but like they will literally, bro, like it's not just like there's also Mexican that don't like black people. It's a real thing. I grew up with my friends was Mexican and they didn't like black people, bro. And it's a real phenomenon, bro. Like there's races on all sides. Like there's people, it's just people being stereotypical, bro. It's pattern recognition. It's just, it is what it is. And for me personally, bro, I think, right, if this is getting to another topic, a little thing, but like white people having their own group of like white union, right? White group. I have nothing wrong with it. If a group of white people wants to get together, that's fine. I'm not saying that that's like, because like black people do the same thing. Black cultures do the same thing. They have black groups. I've been in college and there's like our African-American culture group, like where all African-Americans are there. There's Hispanic groups. If white has a group, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm not saying that if you're a Klan member, you can go start walking down the street wearing a hoodie and a burnt cross. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it's okay to be around people that's your same culture. No problem with that whatsoever. I get it, right? I think the problem right now is that when people say like white unity is like they go straight to like the KKK, which I mean, like I can see that, but like at the same time, like if other cultures can do it, why can't they do it too? For me, it's like either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. That's what I think. What's your 2 cents?
Yo. I mean, the closest thing I can say that I've seen as far as like Caucasian, right? Because white in itself, bro.
It could be German.
So this is the interesting. Well, yeah. Hispanics, dude. Hispanics. We are. Some of us are white.
Yeah, but they will call themselves Mexican. Like they will rep Mexico. Like
yeah,
they know.
But they're still at the end of the day, dude. If you take a survey, you still are considered white. You would actually put white, and then Hispanic, Latino. But honestly, man, I don't think I have a hard time with it, right? Because here's my thing, right? I think having groups is not a bad thing in itself, but I find it that when you start to exclude, right, on the basis of skin color, right?
Yep.
dude, I just don't see that.
It's not good.
How should I say this? Well, it's
I
not
get
good.
it's
But
it's it's
there's
it, it's ignorance. It has ignorance if you're not willing to go to the other side.
100%. I mean, and again, right? It's one thing to say, hey, this is for example, right? This group is for Filipinos, right? Oh, this group is for Mexicans. Oh, hey, this group is for you know, Asians or whatever, right? And I know I'm grouping all of Asia together, but you know, there's a clear difference between saying, hey, we're taking all, right, all, sorry, Americans, we're taking all Americans, right, versus saying, hey, white, black, yellow, like
Hmm.
that right there, bro. I
Yep.
just, to me, it makes no sense, you know,
So
because at the end of
for
the
me, like
day,
it's like a like I've been in groups. I've been in Japanese groups where there's like an adult, like non-college Japanese, like a group. It's I forgot what it's called, but it's we have a sister city in Japan, and it's Omichimawa or something like that, and Grand Rapids is one of them, right? Is sister cities with that other city in Japan. And like the group that I've been in, like they don't. There's multiple groups of people, right? It's specifically for Japanese, but it's people who appreciate the Japanese culture, right? And they don't care. They don't mind that other people appreciate their culture. It's like that's like me going to a Filipino group, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mind either. Like as long as you appreciate their culture. So I think to be honest with you, like if it was personally up to me, I think all segregation groups should just not be there. Like I get it, it's there for people who's outside the country that needs to be somewhat familiar. But like if you're gonna go to a country, you should adapt to the culture. That's my personal opinion. That's my hot take.
absolutely.
It's like that. That's like me going to Japan and be like, oh, wait, you guys don't have extra large condoms? I need right now a stim. I need money right now for my extra large condom because these wieners are too small. Like, that's not like you need to just adjust, bro, like to your that was a bad example.
That was
But
terrible.
but like it's like bro, like their culture, like for example, in Japan, you cannot talk on the train at all.
Yeah, it's
You're supposed to be
polite.
quiet.
And
You're supposed to be quiet and you're supposed to like just no phone calls or nothing. Then there's some
well,
idiots that's on the train, people recording, being loud and ghetto. And it's like, bro, like that's not your country. You can't tell them the rules of what to do or change.
well, dude,
It's their
I'll say
culture.
I'll say this, right? The issue too that I find it, man, is that I think that again, things are gonna get very tribal very fast if they don't figure it out. And it sucks that it's happened, but I mean, man, I can honestly say that I don't think anybody would disagree that if people are getting cut up and sliced up, and it seems to be this specific community, I don't see how people aren't gonna be pissed off. You get what I mean? That can be on
Yeah.
both sides because I will say, you know, I have had, and I have, you know, obviously friends of mine that when we see certain things happen, right? Like this recent case, you know, this boy stabs this other kid in the chest with a knife, right? And
Yep.
the only thing that the people that are ignorant focus on is the fact that one kid was white and one kid was black instead of saying, hey, this kid killed the other kid.
Exactly.
It's not like they were fighting, they got into a fist fight. No, one pulled out a knife and stabbed him through the heart. So
Yep.
it's just very sad, man. And the only thing
And you know,
I mean,
I seen the same videos of that, but I've also seen people like at the courthouse and it was black people. And they was like, you're racist. They told the other black police officers, like, you should be ashamed for being a police officer because you are black. Like you're supposed to, they're all racist. They're doing this because he's black. And that's just like the most ignorant. Like, bro, it is what it is though, because you're gonna get that on both sides. You're gonna get the ignorancy, bro, on both sides.
Absolutely.
I think personally, man, abolish all the groups. Personally, I think we should just be America for one, and just like not try to please everyone in their little thing. Because like if you try, bro, it's like being famous and rich. If you try to apologize for something you did without being apologetic, right? If you try to apologize for something you did that you didn't do anything wrong, people's gonna take that like for miles away. No one's gonna ever be happy, bro. You are who you are. We are united as a country, and as we should stand united, which
well, and
means no
this
segregation.
specifically about the Europeans, dude. And you know,
That's
honestly
their thing.
speaking, dude, I think about it too, and I will say, man. I mean, I don't think that this is anything new, in the sense of like, we're humans, and I'm sure that this might be a cycle in itself repeating. And unfortunately, man, I mean, again, I hate to say this, but things have to happen for eventually a resolution to come. Like
Yep.
it's very unfortunate, man. But
You know, my grandma could testify to this because my grandma was around during segregation times, and she was here. She was a kid when Martin Luther King did the march, and all she was told, bro, was that like that from the news and everything that there's violence, and they was told that also Martin Luther King was violent, and it was just a biasm within the government because most of the government at the time their culture was white predominant, and like black was like a subculture. It's like how they treated it's like it's a generational thing, right? And I do appreciate from what our forefathers, not just when I say forefathers, I don't mean just like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. I mean like the people who actually let those kids go to school in the white schools with AK-47s. Like they had like guards next to those kids with AK-47s to protect the kids from being like attacked or whatever.
what
Like
year was this, bro?
it was during the segregation time period. I think like 1970s, maybe 1960s. Oh, it has to be 1960 because my mom was born 1970. But yeah, like I
Well,
personally,
that's
bro,
all I
like
have. I don't really have much else to say.
I just have one more thing to say, and my thing is like if we don't stand united, we're gonna fall apart. If you look at Rome, Rome fell because they didn't have loyalty. No one was loyal to their own country. People's not willing to die for the country, and if they're not willing to die for the country, you know, no one's gonna want to fight, and it gets segregated. It gets split up amongst each other, right? I'm not specifically on United States side. I'm on humanity's side. Whatever side benefits humanity. So, therefore, saying if something happens, like history repeats itself, bro. It's just like Carlos said. Like if we don't do anything, bro, like it's gonna be continue to be segregation. People's continue to have that like mindset, And I don't know. I guess that's it. Really, it's like stop being retarded. All right.